I'm sure you did not move here to Canada to work multiple jobs, 2 jobs until you retire. And even when you retire, you're going back to work. No, we didn't leave all that sunshine, the sand, and the sea to come here for that. I'm sure that you moved here for a better life, for time freedom, financial freedom to travel back to your home country as much as you want, because that's why I moved here. And that's my goal I'm working towards. And that's why I'm here to educate you and show you what I'm doing so that I don't leave you behind. Got it? Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck as a Canadian immigrant? I get it. I was there too. When I moved to Canada as a single mom, I was struggling financially. I made some really bad money mistakes and I had to start over from scratch, but I found a way out. Now, in today's video, I'm going to show you the steps that you need to start taking from now to achieve financial freedom. Now, I've started my financial freedom journey. I will share some of my personal stories as usual in and between the video, but I want you to start your journey. I don't want to leave you behind. I want to see you start building wealth and also start creating additional streams of income, because you know what? We cannot rely on one stream of income here in Canada as an immigrant anymore. No, that is just not possible. So let's jump into today's video of how to start your financial freedom journey as a Canadian immigrant. When I moved to Canada back then, I had no financial literacy. I spent money on the wrong things. I got into debt and felt completely stuck. Now, I wish someone had told me the truth about money in Canada. Now, one of my biggest mistakes was living above my means. Yes, believe it or not. I thought I had to keep up with the Canadian lifestyle, the credit cards, the car payments, and just buying everything you see out there. But you know what? It took a financial wake-up call for me to realize that if I kept going down this path, I'd never be financially free. So let me tell you about the mindset shift that changed everything for me financially. I should have told you to go and grab a pen and a paper before getting started into this video, because I'm sure that you will need a pen and paper to take some notes. The first step to financial freedom is a mindset shift. Yes, you have to reprogram your mind and start thinking like a wealth builder. Yes, you have to do that from now. Write it down in the comments. Change my mindset. Yes, your mindset. Write it in the comments. I started educating myself around financial literacy. I started reading books, watching YouTube videos, and surrounding myself with the right people. Now, some books that I would recommend for you to start reading is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. When I read that book, it changed my whole concept around money. When I read the 4-Hour Work Week, it changed my whole concept around working, being an employer, and not thinking of being in the state of being an employee for the rest of my life, right? So I started thinking differently. When I read The Psychology of Money, I also started thinking differently. So you now have to start educating yourself about money and finances. As I mentioned in my previous video, some of the mistakes, the money mistakes I made as a new Canadian immigrant, you can go and check it out after watching this video. But that's how I started, and I started to turn my life around financially. Now, I did that video because I wanted you to prevent those mistakes. Now, if you have already made some of those mistakes, now is a good time for you to reassess your life, your finances, and to reassess your mindset and start thinking about how you can become financially literate. And that's one reason why I started this video series around helping immigrants with financial literacy. Because after assessing my life and looking around, I realized that that's one big problem that we have as immigrants. You know, we don't talk about our finances, and I'll be doing another video about mental health and money, because as working as a mental health nurse for so long and being in the financial niche right now in real estate, I realized some really big problems that as immigrants we need to address before it's too late. So, before I digress deeper into other topics outside of this video, let me stick to the topic. So, in changing your mindset, you have to create a budget. Start budgeting, start planning your life, start financial planning, start investing. And this is what I started doing. I started looking into my money, where the money is going, where it is leaking out to places that we don't want it to leak in. And another pro tip, if you're a couple, you have to do this together with your spouse. Maybe one person is assigned to the finances within the house, but you know that that one person is taking care of the finances, so nothing falls within the cracks, right? But as a spouse, as a couple, as a family, this has to be a joint activity. This has to be a collaborative initiative to achieve financial freedom and independence here in Canada, right? So we started budgeting, we started assessing our finances, and we started investing. My husband has always been invested in stocks and bonds and those stuff, but together we bought an investment property. Now, if you want to learn more about that, let me know in the comments and I will do a full video about that part. But that's what we started to do. So now you have to do the same. Assess, analyze to see where you can start investing, how you can start investing, how you can start budgeting, how you can start saving for emergency fund. As I mentioned in that video, we're immigrants here. We have no mommy, no auntie, no uncle, no sister to run to if we have a financial emergency. So we have to stand firm and build that emergency fund ourselves, right? So it's changing the mindset and changing the way how you think about money. Look at the steps we are taking to achieve our financial journey, right? Our financial freedom journey, actually. And I want you to follow these steps. Now, I know I dived into some of it a little bit, but let's look at it closer. Now, the first step is to create a budget and cut unnecessary expenses. I can't elaborate on this one too much because we are all guilty of this. And I know we won't be perfect, but we have to try. At times we are not, we don't budget to purchase, to make some purchase. We go out, especially when we go out in the stores. You're not planning on purchasing or spending so much money. Especially, okay, let's give a perfect example. Costco. Costco is one of my guilty pleasures where I get myself in trouble all the time. You go to Costco to buy a certain amount of items that are on your grocery list to save, right? Because you're buying in bulk. But can I tell you how many times I go to Costco planning on buying, spending a certain amount, and I walk out of Costco with several other things that I didn't plan on purchasing and spending over the budget that I didn't plan on spending. Don't tell me I'm the only one that does this. If you are guilty also, please admit it. Don't let me feel bad. Please don't let me alone feel bad over here. Type in the comment, guilty. Okay, so we need to stop that one. We need to stick to a budget and we need to plan and direct our money where to go. We need to look to see where we're overspending and how we can redirect that money, right? So now I started tracking every dollar, cut out wasteful spending and prioritizing saving. Yes, especially if you are saving to buy a house. I also did a video of how you can start saving to purchase your first house here in Canada as an immigrant. Next, I stopped spending on things that didn't align with my long-term goals. So I assess and I plan on the things I really want, my long-term goal. If it doesn't align with it, then forget it for another time. Yes, that's all. We have to plan and stick to the plan. Step number 2, I've increased my income with different side hustles and career growth. Pro tip, I'm not only relying on one stream of income, which is my nursing salary. Moving here, I migrated to Canada as a registered nurse. And since then, over the past 13, maybe going on to 14 years now, I've created several different side hustles. I've also increased my career. I'm now a licensed realtor here in Hamilton, Ontario. I'm here on YouTube. I've wrote a book of what to expect about moving to Canada. I do coaching, life coaching. Actually, go and check out this video here where I discuss all the different income streams that I've created while being here in Canada. And if you're thinking about starting a side hustle yourself to create an additional stream of income, I've created a whole list of different side hustles that you have started. And not to mention, check out the whole playlist that I have about the different side hustles, right? Because I've realized since moving here, one stream of income is a high risk. So you have to start thinking about how you can create an additional stream of income. The third step I took was to focus on real estate and now real estate investing, as I said, right? So owning a home is a game changer. Instead of paying rent, I started building equity. We were able to use the very first house to buy a second house. And not just a second house, we use that second house to buy a third house as a real estate investment, right? So this is how you can use real estate to build wealth. Yes, I know the naysayers will tell you all these things about buying a home, owning a home, but they're not telling you about the benefits because they don't know the benefits because they're not homeowners. Now, I've spoken about this in a recent video in why you haven't bought a house as yet, and you are listening to the wrong people. You are following the wrong people. You're letting the wrong people lead you. You have to find your right people who are going to mentor you, who are going to help you to take the right steps, who are going to help you to thrive in Canada rather than hanging on that survival straw, right? So surround yourself with the right people. Another step, which is step 5, is to build passive income. Now, the key to financial freedom is not just working for money, but having your money working for you. And this is another tip that I've learned on my financial literacy journey, right? Reading all those books and indulging myself in the world of finances, right? So it's not about, growing up from whatever country you're from. I'm Caribbean, from Jamaica. We're used to seeing our parents working for money. And we growing up right behind them, we just do the same, work for money, not understanding that there is a different formula and there is a different way of making money, right? So you save that money and you invest. That money will multiply and start working for you. So that's how you have to educate yourself around financial literacy and learning the right things. Forget about the old time days or mommy or granny used to do. We're in a whole different world right now. So we should, as I said, change that mindset to match the current location and the current situation that you are in right now, focusing on the main goal of achieving financial freedom and independence. I'm sure you did not move here to Canada to work multiple jobs, 2 jobs until you retire. And even when you retire, you're going back to work. No, we didn't leave all that sunshine, the sand, and the sea to come here for that. I'm sure that you moved here for a better life, for time freedom, financial freedom to travel back to your home country as much as you want, because that's why I moved here. And that's my goal I'm working towards. And that's why I'm here to educate you and show you what I'm doing so that I don't leave you behind. Got it? Now, if you've gotten to this point and you haven't yet subscribed to join the thriving family here on this channel, no, what are you waiting for? Your goal is financial freedom. So I would invite you to hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Hit the notification bell so you'll see when a next financial empowerment video drops. By following these steps, I went from struggling as an immigrant mom to starting my financial freedom journey. And guess what? You can do the same. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is that you start taking action today. So from watching this video, go through all my other videos around financial freedom for beginners. You need to start educating yourself around finances. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure that you like it, you drop a comment, and you share it with a friend or family who you know will benefit from this video. And if you want to dive deeper into financial literacy and empowerment, check out my free resources that I will link below in the description. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.